Welcome to Authentic with Brazil 201. I'm your host, Brazil 201. We have a great show for you today. We're going to talk about the New Jersey drones, Trump's potential cabinet, who gets shut down, who makes it through, and America's fascinating assumption with Luigi Gabaguchi, which I keep forgetting his name. But anyway, let's go back to our first set. The drones over New Jersey currently. For those of you who don't know, currently for the last week, there have been drones all over New Jersey, over air bases, houses, all over South Jersey. Now, I want to kind of go through some theories, realistic, not realistic, aliens, the whole shebang. So first, the official alleged theory to some who have connections is that there is an old 1990 style submarine from Iran that can't get detected by radar that is going up and releasing these AI drones, meaning for those they're completely unmanned, no one's controlling them. They just go back home, something you kind of see with in the Iron Man movies. And that's what's happening. We have the crazy stories of the drones following the Coast Guard boats, people trying to use their own drones to go to the drones, and then they short circuit when they head to them and just crash down. There's a video of a helicopter chasing a drone with the spotlight on it. The drone disappears and then appears right behind the helicopter. And the fact of the matter is right now the government is not answering any of this. They just won't admit it. The military, no one's answering for it, and this is really an issue right now. Listen, if it's aliens, say it's aliens. We're at a point right now where the average American isn't shocked if there's aliens. It's just the alleged cover-up. What I think it is that for those of you who saw Mission Impossible 7, just full spoilers here, there's a Russian submarine that can't get detected by radar, right? And they have their own AI that takes over the submarine. Think Age of Ultron. And it's controlling it's same situation. It's going up. It's releasing these drones on a timer to see defenses, plans, how to respond, so it can learn, so it can attack later on. That is what I think is happening. Okay, but either way, both theories are it's a submarine that's not detected by radar. Mine is that it's a modern submarine that can't get detected. The other is such an old submarine that's not getting detected. Where's the billionaire with his own custom-made submarine when you need it? Just, hopefully this time it doesn't self-implode. Poor guys. Okay. And also, the fact of the matter is, has to be a national security issue. The people are these drones are not a threat, but they clearly are if they're malfunctioning people's custom-made drones. God forbid if, let's say we're at a point where they try to shoot them down now, similar to the balloons 2 years ago. What if this jammer thing happens with a fighter jet that tries to get down to it? They get close enough, boom, it collapses. Or it does the same with missiles or rockets, and they go near it, it collapses. You have to think about this. It's not just shoot them out. They got to see. Now, I do think they should be trying to use normal guns to shoot them out with snipers and stuff, just to also see the reaction time. This is where we're at. Now, I also would not be shocked if come next Tuesday, we're in an alien invasion situation, right? But before that, let's assume the theory of aliens who visit Earth. According to Star Trek, now I'm using Star Trek as a rule for alien life. Two things have to happen for aliens to be that visit planets. When we develop nuclear weapons, or we first use anything, when we use nuclear weapons, that is when aliens are supposed to be this is a higher sign of life, and they begin to study the civilization. The next step, though, is that there's an alleged timer that we should be able to become a multiplanetary species within a set timetable. Or that now that the aliens are watching, we're close to the end of civilization, and that's why the aliens are just watching us like a reality TV show. But let's say it's alien invasion aliens. Let's say it's the Gorn in Star Trek, which are basically the aliens in Aliens, they're the xenomorphs. Right? They're these lizards that can do warp drive speeds, and they're just full of rage. But the AI part of these drones really doesn't scream aliens like that. Now, is it War of the Worlds? Are the alien ships actually here under the Earth's crust, and the drones are trying to find where they are, but the Earth has moved so much that they can't get a real signal to pick up the alien ships? Is it like A Quiet Place or a bunch of asteroids going to crash into this planet soon, and we're going to have to deal with these deaf aliens, but remember, they don't swim? Or is it Bird Box? Or are they secretly here and people are going to begin to go crazy? You know, we can't see them unless you're like mentally ill, and then you can see them, but then you go crazy. Or is it like Arrival, where 20 super ships are going to appear and we got to like learn to communicate with them with linguistics so that we can see time non-linearly? Is it Independence Day, where they've embedded themselves in their satellites and there's secretly a countdown and they're just going to blow up all the cities? Or is it like When Mars Attacked? They're going to seem diplomatic, and then they're just going to kill all of us. It's a lot of things, personally. Or Cloverfield. Cloverfield's great. Is it a magic kaiju thing that's going to happen? Honestly, I really wonder, though, would an alien invasion unite this planet? Like, think. Let's say the aliens start next 2 weeks. Can Biden or Trump be the president of Earth and lead a resistance to fight back? Like, do you think they could do this? But you know what? I hope we figure out the drug situation. Now I want to segue into our next thing, Donald Trump. Now here's the thing: the election was called a month ago. Trump won fair and square, won the popular vote and everything. But for those of you who don't know, Joe Biden is still president till January 20th, and people seem to not realize that. Or world leaders just accept that Biden's been a walking ghost the entire time. Think about this. Trump was in Paris right now for the Notre Dame reopening, and world leaders are visiting him there. They're having these conversations with him because from what we've seen, Joe Biden has basically been a hospice patient and mentally challenged since at least 2022. And it's very rare, and I'm still angry about the cover-up. By the way, I want people to understand for 2028, every governor who may run in 4 years went to Joe Biden's little hostage situation after the debate where they're all like, we all believe in Joe. He can do it, right? And so did Pete Buttigieg, and so did Kamala Harris. Okay, they all lied to your faces and said, nah, Joe still got it. He's mentally sharp. He was just sick. As if, like, we haven't seen this old man who shouldn't be out after 4 o'clock. Our next thing is with the whole Trump, like Justin Trudeau's been going to Mar-a-Lago regularly. And, you know, Trump wants to annex Canada like we're in Fallout, which is great, which means like the Alaskan Operation Anchorage people are going to come take Alaska in a couple of years. Now, with the Alaska as the 51st state, I don't know if they do one super state, because then that would be about 40-ish electoral college votes and 2 Democratic senators. I don't know if they would rather split it in half, go East Canada, West Canada, so like Trudeau can be whichever is more Democratic. But then there's a possibility that the other Canada would be like a swingy state, so maybe they'd be okay with that. Or we get Canada and Puerto Rico, because Puerto Rico is also would be a swing state. But in that situation, does Canada lose their universal health care? Do we get their version of universal health care? Because this is the whole situation with that. And then also, like, Canadians become Americans. Like, this is all, I mean, I get it. Justin Trudeau would be the governor. Whatever. Trump keeps saying Governor Trudeau. It's amazing. Trump's mastercraft of trolling. It's hilarious. But yeah, world leaders keep interacting with Trump. It feels like Trump is actually president now, though, and I mean this seriously. And by the way, like January 20th, I understand he is president and the tariffs go into effect, which, by the way, if you're planning on getting a new car, you should really do it before January 20th and before the price shoots up. Okay, there is a real countdown clock on the whole tariff situation. And probably also stack up on your compound semaglutide if RFK is going to be HHS secretary. Okay, like, you know, what if he pulls off, you know, doesn't allow people to do the telemedicine for these scripts anymore? Like, people have to think about this. Now, let's talk. Trump's cabinet is, I think, here's the thing. I don't know who will get pulled out. Matt Gaetz, I don't think counts. Like, he obviously had to drop out. That's because everyone fundamentally hates Matt Gaetz and they think he's a fucking asshole. So he was never gonna do well or even make it to the nomination. But the other people that are being nominated, I do not know which tanks. It looks like Pete Hesgar, the Fox News dude, is going to get confirmed. It looks like he probably has enough. I think RFK also gets confirmed because I think there's a lot of Democrats that kind of want his old version of Helms. Like, I think he is. I think there'll be a lot of, like, bad news about him, but, like, the mainstream media doesn't mean anything anymore. Now, the next thing is, I think Tulsi Gabbard does get confirmed as well, only because Assad fell, and people are okay with that. The real person I do think fails is Kash Patel. I think everyone else's Trump nominees make it through. I think Kash Patel is the one they're like, we don't want to do this. And they tolerate anyone else, right? And you can blame it's racism because the dude's Indian, or you can blame the fact that the dude has a fucking my hit list or enemies list. And people are just like, no me gusta on that anymore. And you know what? Let, like, Ron DeSantis be FBI director, okay? Like, I don't think anyone will have a problem with that. Democrats will have a problem with that. Which comes to this next thing. People keep assuming I am not a Democrat. That is not my fault. The average male Democrat is a fucking bitch boy, like the Pod Save America dorks, or Jack Shalafafaf, whatever the fuck his name is, or that idiot with the shiny suits, Brian Tyler Cohen, or fucking Hassan. Like, it's not my fault. They're all fucking losers and they're all sensitive, okay? Like, you can be a Democrat and confident. I get people don't seem to understand that. This is a real thing that is possible. Now, do I fucking support all the DSA nonsense? No. Do I support these fucking open borders? No. Like, I just, it's nonsense. I'm really mad at the Democratic Party for, like, the anti-Semites, like, tolerating the anti-Semitism people and all the other nonsense. Which comes to our next thing. There's a lot of anger in America. And I'm not even going into the Luigi Mascheroni thing yet. But the anger that you see online right now, and it's real hate and rage, right, at the entire system, is this country wants to pretend it doesn't want the purge, but clearly they want the purge. Like, the way this is, like, if we're at this level, right, because for those of you who don't know what the purge is, full story. In the Purge movies, a lot of you know the concept where it's 12 hours where crime is completely legal. But the way it happens in the movie is that in 2014, the law of the Purge passes because a right-wing authoritarian figure wins the 2012 elections. I guess the Pod Save America dorks couldn't save that fucking America then either, right? And they do the whole thing is that for 12 hours, once a year, crime is legal. All crime, murder, rape, white-collar crime, blue-collar crime, whatever. But the tidbit of that is that the 364 days where there is no purge, the punishment for doing crime is strict. There is none of this, like, catch and release nonsense that's happening. Like, you are in jail minimum 6 years for any type of crime, right? So because of the strict things on that, people are allowed to rage out once a day. And the way people, in regards to the United Healthcare guy, and I get it, look, empathy is outside my coverage. I didn't hit my deductible yet, so I can't feel sad. What was the other one? I'm sorry, I can only care about 10% because that's what's in network. All the memes have been great. The Luigi, my cousin Vinny, lawyer memes, fantastic. And I get it. Look, the dude who allegedly shot the guy, very attractive. I understand. Very attractive, man. I have no problem admitting when someone's more attractive than me. At all. Okay? I'm a self-aware narcissist, and I can admit when certain people are better looking than me. That guy is better looking than me. Zac Efron, before he broke his face, is better looking than me. But you know who's not better looking than me? Hassan Minaj. He's not better looking than me. Okay? Schmidt, it's a push. Nick Miller, I'm better. Anyone who was on any CW show, more attractive than me. You gotta be realistic with these things. Okay, and the Ryan Murphy show about this whole situation is going to be an amazing show. I hope Netflix does a documentary first, because I kind of think they should do it first. And then Ryan Murphy can do his craziest version of the show. Because so far the guy's giving a lot of episodes that we could do the backstory of him, like valedictorian, and then how he breaks his back hiking, and then if the story with the broken back and he can't have sex anymore, he's like trying on his back. He's in too much pain to ever have sex, the anger for not being able to have sex, or if he bends a certain way, that chronic pain. I get it. I understand it. That show would be fantastic. I don't know if the award committee, as someone who is like has votes for awards if they would even let that show get nominated, unless like it's constantly number one nonstop. In the same way, Baby Reindeer, like I think there was a lot of controversy with that, but because of the ratings, it got nominated for everything. It's probably gonna win a couple Golden Globes and SAG Awards. But that's it. I just want to say murder is bad. That's it. No murder. But if you people want the purge, right? Fundamentally, I really do wonder if Trump was like put it on the floor or did polling on what the purge is. I'm very curious at what the percentage would be, because I think it would be at maybe high 30s, and that's being kind, right? Because like I think that's where we are right now as a country. Like people are just angry at so many different issues. Health insurance companies, illegal immigration, crime, inflation, massive wealth inequality, cancel culture. There's just so much rage. Okay, and people are like, you can blame it at the government, you can blame it at your neighbors. It's just chaos. Okay, by the way, I'm not condoning the purge. Okay, I don't want the purge to happen. I'm just seeing the way things happen online is making me think people want the purge to happen. Okay, this is the crazy thing. I want an alien invasion to happen. Okay, or zombies. That's what I want to happen, just so people understand. That's what I want. Okay, I also want the drones to stop, because if I start seeing you know what? No, because if drones start appearing in North Jersey, because I'm in Jersey City, and we're close to the no-fly zone of things, because obviously, you know, terrorist attacks, 9/11, Statue of Liberty, blah, blah, blah. That shit would get shot out the sky. And you know what I don't want? I don't want a drone over my house, get shot out by an F-16. The drone fire falls into my fucking apartment, okay? I don't need that. Also, I don't need that if the drones can jam other airplanes or missiles. I don't need a missile crashing in to my fucking apartment while I'm playing Dragon Ball Sparking Zero. I don't really need that. That's not how I want to go out, okay? I want to go out fighting zombies, okay? I want to go out, you know, leading the resistance in alien invasion. Or I get superpowers from the aliens and I become a vigilante, but like a Spider-Man style, or the Flash. You know, that's kind of really what I want. I don't want, like, everyone else's power stuff. I like the whole shebang of Spider-Man's powers, but I want, like, Tobey Maguire webbing. I don't want to be able to have to, like, make my own web. Seems too long, too complicated. I'm not about that life. I'm very lazy. Right? But anyway, this has been another episode of Authentic with Brazil 201. Remember to like, subscribe, and do whatever you gotta do.